Hey guys, welcome to the notes portion of lesson 5.5 on percents. Talked about this with my lecture, but basically a percent is a part-to-whole relationship where the whole is 100. You can write a percent as a fraction or a mixed number with a denominator of 100. So in blue I've given you a couple of examples. We start with 60%, which is 60 out of 100 and can be written as a fraction 60 over 100. I don't have the capability to do the 60 on top, so you're going to see a lot of those diagonal lines. Just remember that those are fractions. On the right I have one that's greater than 1, so I have 225%, which would also equal 225 out of 100. And the fraction would be written 225 over 100. We can also write percents as fractions, so we just take it and from 35%.
Sherilyn, can you please come to the main office?
Sorry, a little interruption there. Straight to 35 100ths. 225%, 225 over 100. I kind of repeated myself there. If we move down just a little bit here, we have a way we can reduce. So we started with our 35 out of 100 in green, and that looks pretty hard to see, so I apologize for that. I won't use that green anymore. 35 over 100. Next to that I have written 5 5/5, 5 over 5, and I'm dividing both numerator and denominator by 5. Doesn't that sound familiar? They're equivalent ratios and equivalent fractions. And I'm reducing that down to 7/20ths. On the right I went back to my 225 over 100. I divided by 25 over 25 to make that 9/4. And then in the end I made that improper fraction into a mixed number into 2 1/4. Down below we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take a fraction and we're going to turn it into a percent. 1/4 times 25 over 25 equal 25 100ths. And anytime my denominator is 100, I can change that immediately to a percent. Let's scroll down a little bit more. I might have to extend that page a little. So when the denominator is not a factor of 100, we do have to divide the numerator by the denominator to find the percentage. So I gave the example here of 4/17. I just take a calculator out. 4 divided by 17 equal 0.235, which would be said 235 thousandths. And I move that decimal point over 2 places to make it a percent. So I have 23 5/10%. Or if I want to round to the nearest percent, I'd round up to 24. One last note. Remember from elementary school, decimal to percent, move that decimal point over 2 places to the right. Percent to decimal, decimal to percent, move the bit over 2 places to the right to create a percent. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself today. Okay? And then percent back to decimal, move it 2 places to the left. All we're doing is moving that decimal point to the left or right when we convert from decimal to percent or percent to decimal. Get a good copy of these notes for you guys that are having a hard time writing everything down. I mean everything, okay? Not just a few notes here, a few notes there. It's not going to help you when we get to those tests. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.